Ever had one of those weird, like, you're looking down on yourself kind of dreams?
Yeah.
Like literally floating above your own body?
Mm.
Wild, right? Well, turns out those out-of-body experiences, OBEs for
No.
short, might be more than just a quirk of the mind. There's actual research suggesting they could, get this, make us more empathetic.
Yeah. That's wild to think about, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds crazy, but that's what makes this deep dive so interesting, right? So
Yeah.
to start, what exactly are we talking about when we say OBE?
Right. So an OBE is, simply put, when someone feels like their consciousness or their awareness is detached from their physical body.
So they feel like they're like outside of themselves looking in.
Exactly. It can be like they're floating above themselves, seeing their own body from a distance, or sometimes even feeling like they're in a completely different location.
Whoa, that's got to be disorienting, to say the least.
Oh, absolutely. It can be incredibly jarring. But the thing is, many people who experience OBEs also describe it as incredibly vivid and realistic, not like a dream at all.
So where does empathy fit into all of this?
Well, that's where things get really interesting. There's this fascinating study out of the University of Virginia that's explored a potential link between OBEs and heightened empathy.
Okay, so what did they find?
So people who had these out-of-body experiences often report feeling this profound shift in perspective afterward, like they're more in tune with other people's feelings.
More compassionate, more patient, all that good stuff.
Exactly. It's like the OBE somehow, nudged them into this space of greater understanding.
Okay, hold on. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I got to ask how. How does having your mind seemingly detached from your body lead to like a boost in empathy?
Right. That's the million-dollar question, right. And this is where neuroscience gives us some clues. You see, there are specific regions in the brain, like the temporoparietal junction, which plays a key role in our sense of self.
Our sense of self, like how we recognize ourselves in the mirror, that kind of thing.
Exactly. And during an OBE, research suggests this region quiets down, almost like someone hit the mute button on that internal monologue of me, myself, and I.
Okay, so less self-focus.
Potentially. And there's another brain network involved, the default mode network, which is active when we're thinking about ourselves, our past, our future, all things me-centered.
And during an OBE.
It seems to take a break, too.
Whoa, so it's like if our sense of self is on pause, maybe it's easier to tune into other people's experiences.
That's one of the leading theories. And, it makes you wonder if OBEs can temporarily create this shift. What does that tell us about our potential to cultivate empathy in other ways?
That is a fascinating question.
Yeah.
So are you suggesting we should all be like signing up for OBE induction classes or something?
Well, not so fast. While the research is super compelling, we've got a long way to go before we start prescribing OBEs for a more empathetic society. We need more studies, more data, a deeper understanding of what's actually happening.
It's more of a watch this space kind of
Yeah,
thing.
exactly. But even if we never figure out how to induce an OBE on demand, this research offers a powerful takeaway. It shows us that empathy might be more malleable than we think, that stepping outside our own perspectives, even if it's just a mental exercise, can have a profound impact on how we connect with the world around us.
So you're saying we don't need to be literally floating above ourselves to tap into that sense of understanding.
Exactly. It's about being mindful, actively trying to see the world through other people's eyes, even when it's challenging.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What would the world look like if we all carried even a little bit of that OBE-induced empathy with us?
Now that's a question worth pondering.
It really is. And on that note, we'll leave you to do just that. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time.